I decided to do this series when there was a huge fire just a block or so from my church. And we got regular updates about it because it was close to our church. Everyone was worried. And the Habitat for Humanity houses that we'd built right on the edge of our church property were really close to the fire compared to us. So we were definitely worried about them. So we got lots of updates. And then I looked online and I saw the fire itself. It was an entire city block burning. Now, thankfully, this was a building that hadn't been finished yet. So nobody was living there yet. But it was a lot of fire and it took them days to put out. And thinking about it, I realized, even though everyone was fine and people's homes were burned, a lot of people had to evacuate from that area. And it occurred to me a lot of people aren't ready for that. And that's just kind of like I don't want to say a normal thing that happens, but a normal thing we should be prepared for is what if we do have to evacuate? What if we, rather than evacuate, are stuck somewhere? We did that during COVID, you might remember. So we have to be prepared for two completely opposite situations, leaving or staying. Leaving and not being able to come back for a while, staying and not being able to leave for a while. And so as I was thinking about it, I wanted other people to have the kind of confidence and sense of safety and security that my family has, because as a doctor, I know all the bad things that can happen. And so my kids grew up with this weird combination of being allowed to do all sorts of things that other kids weren't allowed to do because I knew it wouldn't land them in the emergency room. And also not being allowed to do things like trampolines, and also having to practice fire drills at home and know how to turn off the water and turn off the gas and turn off the electricity and things that other kids aren't necessarily being taught, because as a doctor, I knew about really bad things happening and I knew those were really important skills. So we're going to be talking about realistic stuff here. This is not like head for the hills, bug out bags. I can't do that. That's not in my skill set. So I'm here to talk about the things I actually see as a doctor, or that really happen, like natural disasters, fires, things like that, which obviously as a doctor, I've seen those, so that we're prepared and can feel good about it. Not that we want it to happen, but we can know we're going to be okay. So today's part 2. Today, what we're going to be doing is making a list of the kinds of things that might happen where we are. So different people have different situations. Pretty much everyone can have fires and floods, because pretty much everywhere we have water because we're humans and we need water to drink. And we have fire because as humans, we usually have fire, or electricity or gas or something. And then there's lightning, there's trees, there's stuff to catch fire. So fire and flood are kind of like a everywhere thing. And then beyond that, do you have tornadoes, hurricanes? Do you have earthquakes? What kind of natural disasters, tsunamis, whatever, blizzards, winter storms, ice storms? What is it that's going to happen where you live that you might have to deal with? And then next time we're going to be talking more about planning what to do about it. But right now we need just a realistic list, not to scare anybody, but to actually be able to deal with them. Because the thing is, if we don't talk about it, we don't think about it, it's not going away. It's still going to be there. And probably niggling in the back of your mind, kind of worrying you a bit. And now we're going to write it down, put it on paper, and then until it's time to do the next page, I want you to just put that away and don't worry about it. It's not worth worrying about. You wrote it down. You won't forget. You can stop thinking about it now. Now, you can go ahead and get this whole entire workbook if you go to my website, docrobinschool.com/YouTube. You can download the whole thing and you can go ahead and work through the whole thing now, or you can work along with me each week, because this entire series of videos is going to be about working through each step. So this week, what realistically is going to happen where you are? Just make a list of it, fill out the page in the workbook, and then we're going to be prepared to do the next thing next time. I'm Dr. Robin Dickinson. I'm so glad you joined me for this. I hope you'll go to my website and get that download. And if not, you can just follow along with me here, do it in a notebook, do it on your phone, and we're going to be prepared together, because in 2026, we're pretty sure things are going to happen somewhere, and we're going to be ready. And then we can feel calm, confident, and able to face whatever happens.